Seb's an amazing boy. He's 9 now and he's just a very active, happy, healthy boy. I don't think most people would know what he'd been through.
He's not had the best start in life, but he just doesn't let it stop him.
Seb was born with a devastating condition and he needed open heart surgery. We had to reconstruct several parts of his heart.
If children who have that condition don't receive open heart surgery, they don't reach their 2nd birthday. Seb had 12 or 13 wires and tubes coming in and out of his body. A horrific time to spend not knowing whether your child would live or die.
After Seb's surgery, we knew we were out of the woods and that Seb was on the road to recovery.
And it was at that sort of time where we started to sort of look around intensive care and understand what this heart unit was, what the staff put themselves through, and how poorly some of the children were, and then just what we could do to thank them. So I sat down with one of my most amazing friends, Andy. We thought, why don't we run across the country? A lot of people cycle the sea to sea. Why don't we run it?
It's about 150 miles, about 30 miles a day, running non-stop. So that was the first challenge, and it was tough. It was really tough. Kind of set the idea of having a challenge and then having a ball to celebrate the challenge and for everyone to come together who'd support it.
And so we developed that coast to coast, and every year our fundraising total sat at about £470,000, and that was never going to sit comfortably with me. I know it's a lot of money, but I just felt like you can't stop something there. We thought, okay, let's come up with something that will get us past £500,000. If I'm going to do one final challenge, hopefully raise a lot of profile for Chuff and for the heart unit, then it needs to be something bigger than I've ever done before. But I left Marble Arch in London, cycled 260 miles up the country, then got off the bike and ran a double marathon, finishing at the doors of the Children's Heart Unit, the place where our journey began. I had a crosswind as we hit the fens. I then started getting cramps in my thigh, which wouldn't go away. And then at South Yorkshire, it became a headwind. At about 1 in the morning, I started falling asleep on the bike. So I was going to fall off the bike. I was so tired. I'd been going since 8 in the morning. There was points where I've never been more physically stretched, more emotionally drained, more mentally flat. My final mile was where we walked, when we walked back, having been told that Seb had come out of theatre. I found the strength. I ran the final sort of 20 or 30 yards carrying Seb, and it doesn't get better than that.
There's so many people who have actually came together and are really good friends because they've experienced the challenges that he's organised and actually who believe in what he's done.
I think when you start raising a lot of money, you start thinking that you want to make sure that money's spent in the right way.
Ward 23, where they care for all the children that have had heart surgery, is a wonderful place, and when we were there with Seb, it was very different to how it is now.
And so we talked to the nurses on the ward and talked about what they would want in an ideal world. We came up with this indoor and outdoor play area that's attached to Ward 23.
Children that are on ECMO or different mechanical heart that need to be powered by electricity all the time. They've got power points outside so the kids can go out and be plugged in and they can play just like anybody else and not think about being in hospital and confined.
There were some children who were there for over a year, and that's their parents going in every day, that's their siblings being a part of that journey as well, and that's an awful long time for a child. Having a play area that was that good would give children the chance to be children, and parents seeing their kids play. I personally think that has a role in healing. To see that play area being used just makes all the blood, sweat and tears worth it.